And we have here list I have listed here a lot of normative references for today for understanding, in which I will also be providing you a copy later on, or probably before, if we will have more time later on, if we have time before we could go to the question and answer. I could show you some of the salient points of these ISO standards that we are using as our form of reference. So ISO 27001, which is the Information Security Management Requirements. Some of us will also would like to ask, where did you get the checklist? How were you able to come up with a list of assets, list of risks, list of possible cyber crimes? Some of you may ask, oh, baka yung mga ginawa yung checklist, gawa-gawa nyo lang, no? So that's why we are using standards, credible international standards, which provided us with a checklist. Because by providing us with this checklist, it will make our work more credible. And for sure, these standards has been tested already by many organizations, not just in the Philippines, but worldwide. So by providing all of these checklists, using these standards, by cross-referencing with these standards, it would be easy for us to identify things. It would be easy for us to check if the assets that we need, or the risks that we have identified, are the most possible one. So that's why we are using a lot of these standards that are given to us. Then we have ISO 27002, which is the Information Security Code of Practice. Now, uh, first question, many would ask, sir, what is the best solution will I procure so that it would cover the security things, or all all of the aspects, uh, all of the aspect in terms of security in the cybersecurity unit? What are the possible checklists? So again, going back to this standard that is given to us, these checklists are very much provided. All the threats, all the possible threats, all the possible attacks are there. So it will give us a good checklist, or a very credible source of information to check out all those possible solutions that we are about to procure. Because I'm pretty sure, all solutions that is provided to us, all the features that the vendors are providing us, will provide us all they will always tell us that this is the best. Nobody will tell you we are the second. All of the solutions that they are providing should always be the best. And this is the high time now that we try to cross-reference it with those requirements that the standard is giving us. And then, after the procurement of solutions or applications, infrastructures that we have, the next question is, how do we implement those things? How do we implement to make sure that our network, our applications are secure? Now, again, we are given another standard that is complete, a step-by-step standard for us to see if what we are doing is right and in the right place and in accordance with a checklist of all threat, risk, and cyber crimes that were given. So, as I have said, sometimes many would ask, how are you able to draft your policies? What are the possible references? Some other people will tell you, oh, ni-research ko, ginawa ko, but what is the concrete? What is the concrete reference that you have? So by doing this, it gives us a very credible source or references in providing us with the proper checklist and documentation, in proving to them that what we are doing is in the right place, and of course been proven and tested. And lastly, the ISO 27701, the Security and Privacy Information Management Requirements and Guidelines. I believe most of the data privacy officers in our organizations are very familiar with the standards. Because how will you be able to protect your data? How will you protect the privacy of sensitive data inside your database or inside your storage equipments? It could be cloud, it could be physical storage, by not understanding the standards. Because these standards are very concrete and very precise. And and it provides us a step-by-step requirements and all the guidelines that we need to finalize and implement our policies that we will be drafting. And then another references. Oh, this is a more detailed one. So try to look at ISO 27033 network security. Again, our network administrator should be familiar with this one. You don't need to draft, you don't need to look at other credible sources. You try to look at this one. How do I make security inside my network? Again, advice for all network security administrators. Just read the standards. ISO 27033. Same is true with the security applications, application securities. If you are an application developer, first thing you will ask, I will make an application. Second, how can I make sure that my application that I have created is secure? Try to read the standards. The 27034. Provide it will give you a lot of checklists. It will give you all the details. It will give you a lot of requirements that you need in order for you to include in the application that you are developing. Next is your storage security. How will I protect my database? How should I design my database? Or how should I design what physical storage will I use in order to protect my database or the data or the information that we have inside the organization? Again, try to read 27040, which is focus more on the storage security of your network or your databases. Then of course, the last one is the privacy framework. We talk about the ICT infrastructure, we talk about the application, we talk about the storage or the data, and lastly, we talk about the framework. What is the possible framework that we will use to provide privacy to all of these things? Again, try to read ISO 29100. This has been existing since 2012. It's already a decade, and I'm sure these standards has been revised every now and then. So this is a good start for us. This is a good start for us to have a reference. Later on, if we already have policies, this is also a good start for us to try to look, try to cross-reference, try to review, and strengthen our policies. Because at the end, what happens inside your cybersecurity unit, people come and go, especially in this profession, especially in the information technology profession, people come and go. So if your people also leave your organization, you do not need to worry because they don't bring with them the policies and standards that they have created. Because again, you have an idea that all of these policies and guidelines that were drafted are coming from or referenced from international standards, which are readily available in the internet. So that's why DICT is encouraging us to really work all of these things, improve our policies with possible and credible references. Now, we might say, oh, I'm afraid to invest in cloud because it is not secure. Even there was a question yesterday. Is my data in my cloud storage secure? Is there are my data are there data privacy inside your cloud storages? Again, this ISO standard 2071 is providing us security standards in the cloud. So you may question, sir, what cloud company, what companies that provide cloud storages can you suggest to me that would provide the best security options? And my answer is just very simple. Try to read ISO 27017. Try to take a look at the checklist that was given to us by the standards that would tell you that the cloud provider has a good cloud security services. And try to cross references with your assets. What are the things that you need? Because that is the time you will know, you will try to check what cloud security they are offering. And by that, you can identify all requirements by cross-referencing it. You can now tell that your data that you need to subscribe in their organization because what they are providing the cloud storages are safe and secure. So I hope that is very clear. So please, no, later on, I will try to see if I will do my best to finish this so that I could not anymore give assignment, so that I will give you time, also ample time for today to read all of these standards, because this is very clear. This is very, very easy. However, that we need to understand, you need to read all of these things, because as we move further to incident management, if you don't know, if you have not read, probably just even browse at all of these standards, you will have hard time understanding what is our next module. So same is true with cloud privacy. Some cloud companies will tell you, we are ISO something something. We are the best. The question is, and this is the very, very first question is, are our data secured and our privacy is secured? So if you will try to look at those organizations which provides, okay, we are ISO 2707 cloud secured, we are cloud secured, certified, then they should enumerate what are the possible uh, checklist, or they should provide the checklist of what are the possible features that they have provided for their stakeholders or for their clients. So in that way, we can really tell them, we are confident that our data and the privacy of our data in the cloud are very, very much secure. And lastly, the information security for supplier relationships. We might ask, uh, this is mostly with IT projects. What is the information security for our supplier relationship? What is our security in terms of that vendor that they are selling, of that product they are selling? Because we are for sure agreeing that there should be continuous after sale service with all those equipments or either applications that we are procuring. So the question is, how secure we are with that vendor? We are sample, we will procure a certain hardware, and then for sure we continually update the firmware or the applications inside that hardware. So the question is, sometimes we may say, our security is secure, but for our security or for our supplier relationship, because although we procure their hardware or we procure their applications, they have still the possibility of access to that device or applications that they have provided to us. Now, going back to the standards, if we have these standards, no, we can try to checklist. Some of us may try, okay, let's review the MOA. Let's review the MOA for our supplier relationship.